Please stay tuned for the live Q&A session. We'll be back shortly.
Okay, great. Thanks, Atul and Samir. Those were great transformational stories. I love the Rustomji thoughtful development over 12 years and 6 major projects. And I thought the Digitate story of being able to innovate quickly from the ground up were both fantastic transformational stories. So now we have a few minutes for Q&A. And I'm going to go ahead and start with sort of the biggest question for me at least, which is, with so many options that exist, so many different ways that you could have made your cloud transformational journey, why Google? Why Google? I'll start with you, Samir.
Yeah. So we did evaluate, all the public cloud options as well as the various on-premise options that were available. We had, we wanted to be very sure on this transformation, and cost was also a parameter that we compared. But more than cost, it was more about feature and functionality. From our evaluations between on-prem as well as multiple public cloud service providers who have global presence, we realized that Google Public Cloud Service is the only service provider that runs and maintains its own network infrastructure. And that was a key differentiator for us. Coming from the background where connectivity itself is a core challenge at construction projects, this made a lot of difference to us. The second thing for us that gathered more attention and was important for us was the cost was far lower, and we had seen the benefits of that in one of our implementations where our costs had dropped down. 2 good reasons for us.
So interconnectivity and cost. So the feature function sort of piece of it that mattered the most was the connectivity, which is great. One thing that Google Cloud is really known for, and then of course low cost. Okay, great. Great. Atul, what about you? Why'd you pick us?
I think the answer to that, we explored a lot of technologies while we were doing this. And if I'm standing here today, that means Google kind of came out as a clear winner of that. Some of the key differentiations which we saw was, one, the variety of language support which the GDF gave on that. Second is in terms of the ready-to-use integrations for different enterprise messengers available to the market today. Third, for us, was the ease of training and interaction using the APIs available by Google Dialogflow. Fourth, which was key for us, was in terms of performance, in terms of accuracy and learning ability, especially with the limited data sets. And since conversational was key for us, the intuitive branching of conversation which Google offers made us choose Google.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, I know Dialogflow, it's one of the products that I work pretty closely with, is fantastic. It has such a broad user base. I think there's something like 800,000 enterprise developers that are using Dialogflow today. That's actually a good segue into the next question that came up a couple of times from the audience. So I'll interject and I'll answer this one. So sort of there are lots of questions sort of that I'll summarize as, so what's next? What are the next steps? Sort of what do I do now? And they weren't exactly phrased that way, but so 3 things I would give advice for anybody watching. One is try it. Go do it now. It's so easy to sort of sit back and watch these things and read about them and without actually going and doing it. The best, easiest way, one of the great things about cloud is you can just go put fingers on keyboard and go do it today. We give credits for people to try. We give lots of free tiers and low-cost beginning tours. And of course, there's lots of online help available. So that's the first thing, try it. Second thing is continue learning. So the fact that you're here listening today means that you're interested and you want to learn more. As these gentlemen went through their transformation, it's a continual journey to learn more. So learn more. Coursera courses, there's lots of things online. You can use lots of things on YouTube. And then the third thing is connect. So connect with somebody at Google, connect with an account rep, connect with the community, with a partner. So connect and engage with folks who maybe gone through this journey in the past. So try it, learn, continue learning, and then connect. Those would be my three advices on that.
That's a sound advice.
Thank you. It seems to work for lots of folks. All right, let's move on to the other questions. So the next question is, so what's next? What's next for your transformational journeys? What's on the horizon?
So, we after completing the transformations at the workplace where we have leveraged compute, Now, for us, we will be looking at integrating construction technology with computing technology, and that's where the potential of IoT devices, the construction equipment that have a lot of meters and counters can start streaming events to IoT core, and IoT core can process such information. This can help in avoiding construction delays, timely construction can happen, quality of work can be monitored, quantification can take place. The other area that we would now start focusing more on would be customer experience is something that real estate developers generally focus on, but occupant productivity is not being spoken of. What could occupant productivity mean for the occupants of a living space? It could, potentially mean having better connected, designed living spaces where equipment talk to each other and they create a social infrastructure of devices, and the human social infrastructure interacting with the computing social infrastructure. That's something where AI, ML, IoT core, and the compute, everything comes together.
Sort of a nested home.
Nested homes. You go back to your nest.
Yeah, okay, great, awesome. What about you, Atul? What's coming on Digitate and Big Deal?
I think it's quite clear for us. One, if we look at the next steps, we want to go deep. We want to explore different other technologies coming up over there and see how we can look at the AI and the ML story a lot more deeper. The second is, which is more of my wish list kind of a things, I want to give Ignio the interactive abilities, the chatting abilities, and the talking abilities. I want someone to walk into the data center and talk to Ignio like they talk to human machines, to their colleagues, to their friends. That's what we want to do.
Okay, that's neat. It sounds like a really exciting future. Of course, we've got speech to text, text to speech, natural language on processing, lots of tools that can build on top of Dialogflow to help make some of that possible. Okay, great. Next question is summarized by essentially what's the single biggest piece of advice you would give to somebody who is looking to make this transformation? If there were one thing that you've been at it, Samir, for 12 years, and you've done 6 transformations, and Atul, you've been at it for several years, going from the ground up. What's the one thing that you would suggest what's the piece of advice that's most valuable?
Build a well thought through long-term vision with a short-term vision. Start small, stay committed, and follow through. That's how I would summarize everything.
It's good advice for life in general. Stay committed. All right. What about you, Atul?
I think for me, since I'm Alliance Matchmaker guy, anytime when you want to work on something, since we live in this born the cloud era, we should look at build versus buy versus partnership. You need not spend energies, time, and efforts in building something which may be readily available to be used with someone else. Good examples of some of the open APIs, open source, which are available over there. Great products like BERT and GDS from Google, and multiple others available. So look at those products first of all. Go for partnerships first. Utilize them so that a world-class solution can be created and offered to your customers.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Yeah, leverage what's already been built. It's another one of the great tenets of cloud today. Okay, so what's been your biggest surprise in your cloud journey? What's the one thing that perhaps when you started that you didn't expect, and at the end of the day you're like, wow, I didn't think that's how it would be. So as folks who are watching right now, as you go through that cloud journey, what advice would you give them?
So I have always been surprised with each of my transformation journeys. So something that I do not overcome quite often is you have an idea or you see a concept which has potential and merit. It may not have been tried out. You can go and try it. That's something that cloud enables you to do. Even if you fail, you learn from the failure, correct your mistakes, and move forward. That's something that cloud enables you to do. And as I mentioned, stay committed, follow through continuously till the time you meet the vision or you achieve your vision. So that's the bundle of surprises that cloud always enables you with. You know, from every transformation, you end up learning something new and you get surprised. Oh, it was that simple. Time is another big element of surprise that comes. You spend very minimal time, very minimal resources, and you can move forward.
So I got to say, when I heard your story, the biggest surprise to me was the 11 calendar days for the SAP migration.
Oh, it was 9 calendar days.
9 calendar days, even more of a surprise. That I think a lot of people will love to phone you up after this and ask how you did that.
Yeah.
For sure. What about you, Atul? What's some of the big surprises or that you've seen in the
I
journey?
think this whole area for us, which is AI and ML, kinds of surprises me every day. Today, if you look at the world, it's an era of artificial intelligence, and every sphere of life where you see the inputs of AI, the way AI is actually helping human beings, kind of surprises me on a daily basis. In fact, just to share with you all, initially when we took this product out to the market, to the customers, some of the initial feedbacks we received was that this product is too futuristic. Are you sure this can do these things? But these days when I look at some of the things which is being offered by some of these new services, say the BERT or the GDF, the transformation using some of the cloud services, it surprises me every day. Initially, when we started thinking of a conversation chatbot, especially which was supposed to take action also, we thought it's going to be a humongous task for us. But when we started exploring some of the available options, Google Dial, of course, surprised us a lot.
Yeah, for sure. So, so I think if I were to summarize, you're kind of coming up against it on from a time perspective. So. Rustomji had a fantastic story of thoughtful transformation from on-prem to the cloud, that over a period of 12 years and 6 major projects, and still several projects in the pipeline, you've made the transition to transform your business. Again, the 12 years of focus on cloud transformations, 6 major projects, and 0 dedicated people in your organization is super, super impressive. And Atul, you're inventing something that is never existed in the past, and you've been able to leverage cloud services to get to market faster.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts for our audience today?
I think cloud is inevitable. If you have to move forward, move faster, and be very lean as an enterprise to operate, cloud is the way forward. You cannot allow technology to pull you down. You need technology to, accelerate you to the future.
Great. Atul, what about you? Closing
thoughts? I think
thoughts?
I have the same thoughts what Samir said, and as I said in my presentation, let's let machines actually help humans up over there do some of the routine, mundane task monitoring, and elevate your roles.
Terrific. Okay. Well, thanks guys again for joining us on enterprises and cloud and their cloud transformation. And please stay tuned for the next session.
I think that's it.
Sure.
Do you want to talk a little bit more?
Absolutely. But first of all, I'd like to welcome our Track 2
Yes.
people who are just now joining us. Did you want to talk about what just happened in Track 2?
Yeah, absolutely. So Track 2 had a very interesting session as well. It was done by the folks from Rustomji as well as on SAP. So again, a very diverse topic of discussion around SAP on GCP, as well as workplace transformation with AI and machine learning. So a lot of interesting insights there for our viewers, and we've seen some interesting engagement as well in our questions and answers.
Great. And coming up in Track 1, we have a couple of CEOs and co-founders that are looking at healthcare and AI and really trying to change how people get access to healthcare and improving even the reliability of those services. So in particular, we have Max Kelsen, a startup healthcare organization looking at AI to look at healthcare, and also Niramai, another organization that is looking at that. So we have the CEOs and co-founders from both of those. And then following up, we have Satish Iyer from our product marketing team who will do a Q&A with them.
Great. And for those who are going to be tuning into our track 2, we have digital banking with APIs as the topic. So, as the world is going more and more digital, the importance of secure and controlled API delivery is increasing for successful innovation. So we have Rajay Rai, who is Head of Digital Engineering and Applied Innovation at Macquarie Bank, who is going to be talking about digital banking with APIs. So please stay tuned for that. And this session will be moderated by Jagan Narendran, who is Head of Apigee at Google Cloud. So hope you're excited, and please stay tuned. Enjoy the show.
And ask questions, and we will have live experts standing by ready to assist.